I'm standing in front of a denominational headquarters, the disaster relief effort here in southern Nashville. Inside of that building, someone is keeping a promise that someone else has made somewhere else. This is a part of the fulfillment system that an organization has set in motion to keep its promises. Now, if I were going to do an interview with this disaster relief group, I would seek an appointment with the leader. I'd get permission to talk with an additional few other members in various departments, and I would take the 101 questions that were introduced to you for the executive interview. Now remember the distinction. The executive interview, you're talking about to a single executive or manager, and you're trying to get into their managerial style, learning some things that they do to make their job work well, to make your job go easier as you learn from them. I'm offering you the categories or the priorities of the PACE model to give some structure to that simple interview. That's about a 3 to 5 page project. But this is more of a 10 to 12 page project. This is where you have to go beyond the conversation with one executive and move around the place. We all know that the way executives may see the situation isn't the same that the managers see it. And it's certainly not the way that the line team. It's not exactly the way that the clients or the customers see it. 4 different categories to an organization that have 4 different experiences, 4 different degrees of authority to implement and negotiate their will. So there's a lot more to learn using a PACE model in your own experience. In this case, if I were doing this assignment, I would get permission to move about the place, to spend maybe an hour, 90 minutes observing how they do what they do, to ask someone to walk you through their fulfillment system. Ask them what they've promised. Ask them what programs they use to deliver that promise and see if you can see examples of that. Ask them who achieves the promise. How have they organized their organizational chart so that that promise is kept every time? See if you can get an example of that or a copy of it. They can erase names and keep it confidential, but you want to see how the machine works as a fulfillment system of a promise. The capitalizing piece, well, they're not going to show you their financial books, but you can ask about what their fiscal vision is. Do they use donations? Are they using an earned income strategy? Is there an endowment in place? What is their mechanism for receiving revenues and gifts in kind or material to achieve their mission? And then lastly, how do they know they're actually achieving their mission? Because they say so? Because their annual report reports that they've done so? That doesn't work. We need a report card that has evidence that they're achieving their mission. So find out how they know that they're promise keepers, that they're keeping their covenantal identity, their covenantal brand intact. Check their fulfillment system, their tracking system, what they collect as feedback, how they use that feedback into their system to learn from it so that they can refine the programming and ensure that a promise made is promise kept. In this exercise, you're looking for evidence. You want to walk around. You want to take pictures of the billboards, the architecture of the building. The one thing you want to be aware of is you got to get permission to get pictures of people, and certainly if you're dealing with children or protected categories, children, pregnant women, vulnerable clients, you want to be very careful. There's a real ethical concern. So your single principle there is do no harm. Do no harm. Jeopardize no one for the achievement of this academic process. Programming, assigning, capitalizing, and evaluating. Go fill those 4 buckets with what you want to learn about an organization so that you can do a better job in the kind of organization that you lead. I'll see you in the classroom.